Today I am going to be painting this cute little Squishmallow Snowman. He's a holiday ornament and his name is Galindo. I am using a piece of Canson XL watercolor paper, and what I did was I cut these in half, so I just get this nice small piece that's about 6 inches by 4.5 inches. And I'm using a Staedtler Mars Lumograph pencil HB, but you can use any pencil, just go lightly. All the Squishmallows have kind of this cute little egg shape, so let's start with his little hat. There's his little pom-pom, rest of his hat. And then we'll go across for the edge of his hat. Then it kind of comes out a little bit. Like there. And I think I went a little too far, so I want to erase that. Pentel High Polymer Eraser, but you could use anything, it really doesn't matter. Just kind of erase the edges, the sides a little bit. And then I'm going to come back down. There we go. And then, so he kind of comes out. So let's take a look at him. Kind of comes down, around, sloping, yeah? So down, around, sloping. Let's make him a little bit more round. That's a more pleasing shape, especially for these cute little guys, these Squishmallow guys. So I'm gonna erase this a little bit. Okay, so come on down and around. And then now we're going to connect him at the bottom. Just come down like that. Okay. Now let's put in, let's see, his eyes, nose, and mouth. Super cute. Let's put him right there so you can see. Okay, then he's got his cute little eyes. Gosh, I love Squishmallows. They're just so cute. And these holiday ornaments are just adorable. Okay, let's get another one. Another eye. And then he's got a cute little carrot nose. And then he's got his cute little mouth. There. Now we're gonna go ahead and sketch his scarf. Just the outline. We don't have to be very exact. Here it comes down like that. And then it goes around like this. Now, there we go. All right, here we go. There. So that's his rough outline. Oh, and he's got his 2 little buttons right there. So I'll just do 2 little circles right there and right there. Now, since he's white, then we actually don't need to paint too much, because in watercolor, the white is usually the white of the paper, so you reserve the space. We'll start with his red hat. So for his red hat, then we will go ahead and use the bright red color in the Sennelier palette, but you can use any red color that you have. go. And we want to go around the bottom. He has that cute white band. So there we go. And I can link to all the tools that I use. And this is a silver Kolinsky brush, a round brush in size 6. And I think I could probably do everything with this brush here, since it has a nice fine point. Okay, I'm gonna rinse that out. And then I'm going to move on to his eyes. So his eyes are black. So what I'm going to use is the ivory black color in my Sennelier palette. Use ivory black. Now we're going to try to make it as round as possible, but you know what? Sometimes it doesn't turn out that way, and that's all right. Okay, and then we'll do the other side. Let's get a little more paint. And the finer your tip is, the easier it'll be to kind of control. So, see how it's getting away from me a little bit? It's really hard to make it perfectly round. So let's try to even it out, because I think the second eye is bigger now. So let's try to even that out. Okay, so we did that. And then now let's work on his cute little mouth. Okay, he's got a cute little smile. If you have shaky hands like I do, this can be a little hard, but we'll just try our best, right? Okay, now we'll rinse that out. And we are going to try and use the Fine Tech pearlescent colors. And these are really pretty, like pearlescent watercolors. Now there's like an orange color in here, and I added a little water to it earlier. And let's see if it works. It has a little sheen to it, which is nice. Okay, so that's for his carrot nose. All right. Okay. I'm gonna get a little more of that orange color. Let's see if it, yeah, no. Now we'll move on to his scarf. And his scarf has the cutest snowflakes on them. And what I'll do is I will add them with silver paint. And that'll look pretty nice, I think. But first we'll have to make up a batch of color that's similar to this. So I'm gonna use some of the citrus blue. It's really, really bright. Then I kind of want to take a little bit of maybe some Payne's Gray here. Here's Payne's Gray, and then we will kind of make it a little not so bright, mute it a little bit, make it a little darker. And then it's always handy to have like a piece of paper or a piece of that you can check what the color looks like. So that's really dark. And so I'm going to lighten it up, get a little more of the blue. And then we'll mix that. And then I will go ahead, let's check that color out. So that's closer. I think I want it a little more blue actually. Why don't we go back and take a little bit more of this? And then okay, and then I want to water it down a bit so it's not so bright. Water it a little bit, not too much. Okay, there we go. And let's check out what that looks like. Yeah, I like that. Gonna get a little more water, water it down a little more. Okay, then I will go in and I'm going to paint his scarf. Okay. Paint his scarf, go all the way across. Okay. Then I'll get some more paint. Then I'll paint this side. Get a little more. Oh, and I'm just using just a white ceramic plate, by the way, which is great for mixing colors and using as a palette. It works a lot better than the metal tin or any sort of plastic palette. We're going to paint the rest of his scarf, the part that folds down. Okay, we'll get some more of that blue. Okay, there we go. Okay, get some more. And what we're going to do is we're going to outline it with the sparkly paint, the shimmery paint. That'll look nice. And I will use this color. Let's try that instead. Get a little water in there. And now add the second button down below here. Let's try to pick up some of that silver. Maybe that'll look okay. Okay, there we go. Got his 2 silver buttons. He's a white snowman, right? So how do you give him definition besides the pencil marks? So what you want to do is you want to take something that's gray or black and water it down very much, and you just go and do a very subtle outline. And that's how you show white color in watercolor. So I'll show you how I do that. I think I want to erase some of these pencil marks. They're a little too bright. So what works really well for that is a Faber-Castell kneadable art eraser, like a gum eraser. And it's not like your normal eraser, but what you can do is you just kind of go around your pencil, and what it does is it removes some of those marks, which is really cool. So if you went too dark on your pencil, it's okay, because this will pick it up. So then how do we show white color? How do we show the edges? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Payne's Gray, which is up here, or you could take any sort of black, and then what you want to do is you want to water it down so that it's very, very light. Okay, so we'll take that and we will add some water because we want to water it down a lot. Now, here's my little paper that I could swatch things on. So that's obviously too dark, so we need to water it down some more. Get some more water. There we go. And then I will test it again here. Do you see that? Yeah, that's much better. That's actually pretty good. Okay. So what I want to do now is I'm going to go over and I'm going to just go over the edge. This is probably too much water, so I'm going to remove a little water. So I'm just going to go over the edge like this, and that's too much water, so I'm going to rinse that out. And I actually don't want a hard line, so I'm just going to go over that edge. And as long as it's still wet, you can do this. So you kind of want to work fast. And also, if you have one of the better quality watercolor papers, the ones that are made with cotton, like 100% cotton rag, then it buys you a little more time to do this too. But this is not that. So do you see how that creates that edge? So I'm gonna go and do that again. I think I want it a little darker though, because it's a little too subtle. So I'm gonna mix in some of the color I had before, and let's do it over here and let's see how that looks. Okay, so what I want to do now, rinse out my brush, I dampen it, but then take out most of the water on the cloth, and then I just go over that to soften that edge so that there's no hard edge. Okay, so now I'm going to do that again. I'm going to go back over here and do it. I'm rinsing my brush out, getting it nice and clean, but I'm also taking out most of the moisture on a cloth. And I'm going over and I'm going to soften that edge. There we go. Okay, I'm going to rinse that out. And do the same thing over here. Okay, but I don't want to use all of it. So I'm gonna take some off my brush and I'm gonna work on his little hat. Okay, now I can rinse that out. Get rid of the moisture on the brush and then go over the hard edge. I don't want a hard edge, right? Sometimes a hard edge is totally fine too. It's just whatever you want to do. It really doesn't matter. We're just painting squishmallows, right? Okay. There. And if you work a little area at a time, it's easier because then it won't dry so fast on you. All right, here we go. We're gonna do the same thing over here. Okay, so that's my outline of the snowman. I'm gonna rinse that out, dry my brush a bit, and then now I'm gonna soften that edge. Okay, I'm gonna have to do that again because there's a little too much paint there. So there we go, soften that edge. Do the same on this side here. Okay, we're gonna pick up some more of that paint that we made earlier. And then we're gonna go around here. You know what, I think I need a little more. So I just picked up the tiniest bit. Okay. And now we're gonna rinse our brush. And then what I do is I get off some of that water. And then now we can go back in and soften that edge. Now if you have too much water on your brush, it's not really going to soften that edge. It's going to just add more water to your painting. And what you're trying to do is actually remove the edge and some of that paint and water. But now we can go over and kind of just spread this out. Now I need to make a little more because we need to work on his hat. So I'm going to get a little more of that Payne's Gray. Come over here, rinse out my brush, add some clean water to water it down. There, I think that's probably good. And we're gonna go around here and we're doing kind of the brim of his hat. And then I'm gonna go around here like this. Okay, now I'm rinsing out my brush, doing the same thing again, drying it a bit. And then now I'm gonna go over that hard edge. So I'm sucking up some of the paint and water that's on there. So now I'm rinsing out my brush again. I'm gonna get more paint. And now I'm gonna turn it this way so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, and now I'm gonna make the brim. Okay, rinsing out my brush quickly, drying it a bit, and then now I'm gonna go over that hard edge. So you have to work kind of quickly, and if you don't, when you're starting out, it's easier just to do small sections at a time, so you don't have to work that quickly. Okay, now here we could do this edge of his hat. Okay, see there's a lot of water there, so I'm gonna rinse out my brush, dry it on the cloth, and I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna sweep away that hard edge. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing again because my brush is a little too wet, so I need to come back in. Kind of just want to sweep away the hard edges to make it nice and soft looking, yeah? There. In order to get a little more definition, I want to add a little bit more Payne's Gray. And so you guys can be done there, or we can go back in and make it a little more defined. So I'll show you how I do that. We basically just do the same step that we did for outlining, and we just do it again. But I could have probably just used it a little bit darker, but I was being conservative. So we'll go here, and we'll do that. Rinse out the brush, then we'll kind of go around like this. Okay, I'm gonna rinse out my brush. Then I'm gonna kind of go around there to kind of get rid of that hard edge. I'll do the same over here. Rinse it out, then get rid of most of the water. And then I can go over that hard edge. Okay, now I'm gonna do that over here as well. Okay, rinsed out my brush. Now I'm gonna soften this edge. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, there, that looks really good. I think I'll just do it a little bit on his pom-pom. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. There we go. So now let's put the finishing touch on his scarf. What we're gonna do is we're gonna use this silver, this kind of bluish silver, and then we're gonna make snowflakes out of it. We're gonna do this, get this one. Actually, we'll use this for the thread, his scarf right there. There we go. A nice little border of shiny thread. So we're gonna go ahead, do that. I'm gonna soften those edges too. This is one of those techniques that I feel like is so useful, and it makes everything so much nicer looking. And I didn't learn it until recently, but I feel like I'm just a beginner anyway, so. Okay, we'll add the tassel part. Okay, so we go. Add a little more water. There, that looks nice. You know what, I'm gonna add that color as a border around his scarf. I think it looks nicer that way. So let's try that. Okay, I think this is too much water on my brush, but okay, let's see. There we go. There we go. Okay, and then like the others, I'm gonna go ahead and soften it too. Okay, that softens it nicely. And then I'm gonna add a little more. Okay, I need more water on my brush. Okay, then we'll go around that bottom edge. Alright. Okay, now I'm gonna dry my brush a little bit so that I could soften that edge. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna get a little more of that paint. Then we're gonna go around here. Then do this. Okay. And now we want to go and soften that. There was a lot of water there, so I need to dry my brush. And you'll get the feel for that eventually too. Okay. Pick up some of that silver paint now. Okay. And then I'm gonna add some of the, well, they're actually snowflakes. How cute. I don't know how snowflake-like it'll look, but I will try. Just gonna add some random dots and some snowflake-like shapes. Let's get some more paint. Get a little more paint, then add some happy snowflakes like that. Some more happy snowflakes, some more happy snowflakes. And it's just the idea of a snowflake, really. Does it really look like a snowflake? No, but that's okay. Just add some cute little dots, some more dots, some more happy snowflakes, another happy snowflake here, and some over here. And I think we are done. And now we're gonna write his name, Galindo. So maybe we'll use the red color since it's Christmas. So I'll use this red, bright red from Sennelier. Need some more water. Do the O. There we go. He's all done. Sweet little Galindo. I hope you enjoyed it, and please subscribe and like for more content, and please comment below and let me know if you tried it and how you liked it. Okay, bye till next time.